Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Talking UFC. I hope you guys are having a great day today, and welcome everybody to the stream. Today we have a guest on Tifosi Culture TV, and we'll be discussing everything going on at United. It's going to be a cool show today, so let's welcome Tifosi Culture TV. How are you today?
Hey man, how's it going? It's been a while. We
Yeah,
haven't spoken to each other since last week, and a lot of news has developed since then.
yeah,
4-1 to Watford, a loss, and
absolutely
then
horrible game.
yeah, it was very embarrassing. We spoke about the game, right? We were talking about it, and I never watched the game, and glad I didn't. But I caught up with the extended highlights, and man,
Yeah,
like I know we've like slated Ole a bit for the previous video we did, but the players, man, the players, they should you don't need any motivation or tactics to go up and win against Watford, man. Watford of all
exactly. I
teams.
know. What are they, like 17th in the Prem or what?
Exactly. They only won against Everton, and that too, fight. They got mauled by Liverpool, but that's understandable. We also got mauled, but you don't need motivation to go and beat Watford. Like, I don't care if your manager is
Yeah,
Steve Bruce or if your manager's Pep Guardiola. You do not need any like sort of tactic to go out and beat Watford. But the players really need to take account of themselves, and especially Maguire. He's whoever, like we'll talk about it later, but whichever manager comes in, they have to strip the captain's armband off him.
mm-hmm.
uh he is not Manchester United captain material, and it was proved yesterday, on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an absolutely like I was watching the game live,
Okay.
and it was just such an upsetting game to watch because it was Watford, and I was going into the game, and even though I knew how bad we played, I definitely knew that we were going to beat Watford because it's Watford,
Yeah, we,
and
we spoke about it, right? We spoke
yeah,
about it.
and then it was over extra time after the 90th minute, and they scored 2 goals in extra time. Like
Yeah.
it was absolutely unbelievable. And I'm glad that the board, like, after so much absolutely horrible like situations in the club, they finally like sacked him. It was about time. It was about time, and
Yep.
I'm glad they finally did it because I guess they needed such a horrible result to finally do something. But it's just sad to say that they didn't do it after the Liverpool game, but you know, it happened, so we should be happy, right?
It happened, but then it's so murky. The waters right now are so murky rather than clear, because had this happened in the Liverpool game, had they pulled the trigger before after the Liverpool game, like at least Conte was available, a proven winner, a manager who could actually get something out of these players. But now Conte has gone to Spurs. The waters are so murky. You can't see the future. You don't even know who's going to take charge of the next game. And like what we spoken like off the before we went live about who the manager is going to be, and I just don't know. We are speaking to like 20-25 candidates, it looks like, but
Exactly.
it's confusing, man. But there
Hmm.
are five shortlisted managers apparently, and
Hmm.
Lucien Favre, Rudy Garcia, Ernesto
Hmm.
Valverde, and I think two more are being spoken to. I don't know, man. But what do you think about the managerial situation? Who do you think is going to be the like? There are like Pochettino is the main target. Like that's who Paris like that's who United are going for. But like what we saw in the summer, like Perez tried so hard to get Mbappe. Am I right? And Paris Saint Germain just said
Hmm.
no. Like PSG are a club that typically do not let players or managers leave on their own terms. It's a sign of to them. It's like a sign of weakness, basically. Like
Hmm.
it's a sign that they can be targeted. Like you come in, throw money, and you can take any of our players. PSG don't like that apparently. That's why they completely snubbed Fiorentino Perez's Mbappe bid, because for them it's not about the money, it's about the respect. And I'm not sure if United come in and there's been a rumor 30 million release clause in Pochettino's contract, but if United come in and throw 30 million on the table and say, "Here, we want Pochettino," I don't think PSG are going to budge that easily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. Before I discuss my thoughts on it, we have a comment coming in from Ram Vignesh. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. And he is saying here, uh, hi guys, regarding Mauricio, my question is reportedly doesn't like handling egos of Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. Not sure how he'd go about handling the Ronaldos and Pogbas. Then would like to hear your view. So I think that uh, I think Mauricio Pochettino would be a manager that would handle Ronaldo and Pogba well because I think he has an experience with one of the best attacking trios in world football. Obviously, Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, as you said. And I think he will definitely have that experience to deal with these world class players. And
Yeah.
I think that's one of the benefits that he does have. What do you think?
But like apparently, I second your thought, but it's not going so well, right? At PSG, Messi has been subbed off, and there's been rumors like you could see like when Messi was subbed off, he
Hmm.
gave Pochettino a sort of death stare, and I think that Pochettino is having a tough time appeasing Messi, and he's not playing him currently. And Ronaldo, like, just imagine Ronaldo being substituted by Pochettino. Like, already we saw that at Young Boys, uh, when Ronaldo was subbed off, and he was just like pissed off, right? So I don't know if like it's a very good question, and that remains to be seen. Like whether if he'll be able to handle the big egos within the club. So Pogba, I think Pogba's leaving. Pogba's 100% leaving in
Yeah, he has
the
said that if
summer.
he doesn't get the top salary of 12 million euros a year, then he'll just
Yeah,
leave, which is absolutely absurd. Like,
yeah,
how can
yeah,
you have such an ego?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that is a huge question mark over Pochettino, the ability to handle big names, and I think the board are going to look at that very closely in the like when taking into account all the things. Like obviously, Ronaldo has to be asked his opinion on whether Pochettino would be a good choice or not, and ultimately it'll come down to Ronaldo.
Yeah, but let's say we have a situation like right now when it's Valverde as interim or Pochettino as permanent manager because it doesn't look like any other managers are interested. Tan Hag, he told ESPN that he's just not interested. He wants to stay with Ajax and he wants to focus on them and et cetera, et cetera. So the only person that is showing somewhat of an interest is Pochettino, which is
Yeah,
so it could be our only option, you know?
yeah. On Pochettino, like he, uh, do you think that he will give up everything for United to give up everything what he's doing in Paris because they are currently on a 11-point lead at the top of the table? Do you think he'll leave midway to come to Manchester United? Because look, um, the league title is the bread and butter of Paris Saint Germain, right?
Hmm.
Right now, like winning the league has to be a sort of minimum criteria. Then the
Yeah,
Champions League
definitely.
is
Definitely.
the Champions League is the main goal, but the minimum criteria is to win a league title. And when he took over there, I think they were 2 points ahead of Lille, and then he lost out the league title to Lille. So, do you think that he will leave Paris Saint Germain immediately, and then so that people will look at his reign as a collective failure because he did not win. He won a French Cup, but he did not win the league. I mean, all his previous predecessors they won the league, and uh, Pochettino didn't. So, do you think that he would sacrifice his reign at Paris Saint Germain as a
So
failure, come to
so
United?
what I'll say is that I think any manager coming to Manchester United, it would be such a huge, upscale in their career for one of two reasons.
Yeah,
One, because it's Manchester United, such a big club with such a big fan base, and
yeah,
such a big fan base to show your skills to, and
yeah,
also coming to a club like United, there is so much improvement that could be made that if you even
Okay.
make the slightest type of improvement, if you know get like top two in the Prem, or you get up there, then you'll get so much recognition, and I think that's very important for any manager. Now, will he leave PSG? What we heard Fabrizio Romano say, like what Pochettino said in the last interview is this. He said, "I'm respecting my club, and I'm not going to say anything. What another club does is it doesn't concern me. I'm not going to comment. I love PSG, the fans, the city. It's fantastic to be here." So what he's saying is he likes PSG and Paris and everything. But my view on this is I actually don't think that that is all true. Obviously, Pochettino is not going to go out and
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I hate
Obviously.
PSG and I'm going to go to United and whatever." Like, who cares about PSG anymore? He's obviously not going to say that, because who does that until he knows for
Yeah.
certain that
Obviously.
United are going to be signing him, or like are close to signing him. He's not going to come out and say, "I care about United more than PSG." You know,
Yeah.
so I think he will definitely want to go to United more than PSG. I don't think he likes that much in Paris, because it's kind of like it's the Farmers League. It's Ligue 1. It's not a competitive league, and even if he does win the title, uh, it's not as good as winning the league title with United, because United is just such a downfall that any improvement would be very good, if you know what I'm saying. Uh,
I think that is 100% true. Uh, winning the league at United is a big step, 100%. But like maybe, uh, like this comment here says that Pochettino has been known to lack winning trophies, and maybe he would say that, okay, let me at least win the league at Paris Saint-Germain so I can come to United being a league winner. Sorry, being a league winner, and then have a certain pedigree in order to compete and challenge for trophies. So
yeah, yeah, I definitely agree, but yeah, exactly discussing this question. I wouldn't consider his lack of trophies a problem, because, um, you know, even though PSG have such a dominant squad, um, there have been lots of ups and downs with Messi coming in after such a horrible situation at Barca. It's psychologically hard for Messi. So even though he has a great squad, psychologically, lots of players in the club are not on top, which could affect team performance. But again, uh, I wouldn't consider that much of a big deal, because um, we can't just look at trophies. You can't do that. I think Pochettino, out of the out of our choices, is definitely not the best, because Zidane or Ten Hag would be better. But
yeah,
unfortunately, it looks like Zidane is definitely not an option, because he's just said so, and
yeah,
Ten Hag as well. So Pochettino could be the man. He is the one that is mostly linked with United. So he just could be the man. I'm gonna pull up um, my screen here. Give me a second here, and I think we could just see some stuff right here. Just 1 second. So if we just take a look at right here. So just talking about interim managers, because it does look like that is one of the most likely managers to become our new manager. So Manchester United are interviewing Rudy Garcia and Valverde. I just wanted to touch
yeah.
on that. What do you think of those two?
Rudy Garcia, I'm not familiar on his management stints. He's managed Leon apparently, and maybe he would be a good fit. But I'm looking at more on Ernesto Valverde, because Ernesto Valverde is a very, very good candidate if you're considering on an interim basis. And you look at his pedigree with Barcelona. He won back to back league titles. He won the Copa del Rey in 2018. However, he was hounded out by Barcelona fans. Barcelona fans did not like him because of his European exploits. I think he was the one where he was managing the Barca side that lost 4-0 to Anfield, and then the comeback victory against Roma. So Barca fans do have a sour taste of him in their mouths, but I would really love him on a interim basis because he would be the one to like shape up the squad, bring them closer to getting a title, because this squad is too good to waste a season on, because appa- like if Carrick, like the comment says, if Carrick stays, basically we're writing the season off. And what happens then? Like, we have Ronaldo, who's going to be 1 year older, who might be slowly on the decline. Then we have guys like Cavani, who's going to leave, Pogba is going to leave, Lingard is going to leave. So what happens then? We have to start rebuilding. So I don't know, maybe bring in Valverde probably to the end of the season, and then
Yeah.
get Poch, Ten Hag, or whoever.
Yeah, I agree. So, what we know about Valverde is they won. I'm pretty sure they won two league titles at with Barcelona.
Yep.
So
Yep.
he's had quite a lot of success domestically, but on the European level, as you said, they haven't had any success. They lost. Pretty sure there was a game. It was 4-3 to Roma.
Yeah, the comeback
It was
winning. Yeah.
an absolute mess, and that's why they sacked him. So we need a manager that can lead us to Champions League, to European success, and domestic success. However, we obviously don't know how things will translate from one club to another. So it's hard to say. But
I
uh,
mean, is that really necessary for an interim manager?
uh,
Like,
look, knowing how our club operates, we're not sure how long he'll be there. He could be an interim manager that stays for uh, a long time, because if you know what
mm,
I'm saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
You know.
mean, that's also true. But like, if we're talking on a purely interim basis, I would definitely 100% recommend Ernesto Valverde, because pretty much good. And you look at uh the way Barca are now. I mean, their last league title was with Valverde, and you look at them now. So it's let's see.
Yeah. Jonathan, Crazy, welcome to the stream. Hope you are having a great day. And you are saying here, Ernesto Valverde got no tactics. Yeah, I have been reading on him, and I also haven't been seeing much, structure in his philosophy, which is it's very similar to Zidane. He doesn't have much structure, but
I
what I
mean,
do
there is
know
a yeah,
what I
yeah,
do
yeah.
know is
Continue.
he plays a 4-3-3. He played a 4-3-3 with Barcelona, and
Okay.
they had this type of like thing where like the wing backs, which for us would be Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, they pushed up and like had this like overlap with the wings. That was their kind of style. But uh, how do you think Valverde would fit tactically with United?
Uh, the Valverde's Barca team was a very, very different sort of Barcelona, because they were always about the 4-3-3. They were always about the attacking wingers. But in Valverde's structure, he played a 4-4-2, where the two wingers on either side would tuck in to form a sort of midfield diamond, and the
Yeah.
wingers would basically attack more. I think that would not suit United, because we have Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right hand side, who's probably not as good as a pure attacking outlet. I don't know. Like, I would, but maybe Valverde could change his style, could probably attack more with the squad that he has, and maybe change it up to a 4-3-3. But yeah, I wouldn't mind him playing that typical 4-4-2 with the wingers tucking in to form like that diamond, and a 4-1-2-1-2 diamond. And
Mm-hmm.
that would really suit most of our players, because you can play Pogba, you can play Bruno, you can play Donny van der Beek, you can play a single pivot, and you can have those sort of Ronaldo and Rashford up top. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I would pretty much
Exactly.
prefer that compared to the 4-2-3-1 that Ole keeps on playing,
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
rather kept on playing, I should say.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Also, anybody just tuning in, make sure you guys all smash a like if you are enjoying and keep on commenting. Thank you guys all for leaving your thoughts. So, Jonathan Hit says his management is bad. It's debatable, but here you're saying for the real league-owned manager that deserves a step up to a big six Premier League side is Christopher Galatier. Man United man won the league with Lille and immediately left them to join Nice, who were ninth on the table. I gotta
Yeah.
say, I don't know much about his manager and his links with United. Tifosi, do you know? Would you like to comment on this?
Uh, Christoph Gattier was an incredible manager. I think Burak Yilmaz
Yeah, he
was
was.
stellar that season. Burak Yilmaz was stellar that season, and you also had the players like Boubacar Soumare and I forgot the other player, but they were really good for Lille. And
Hmm.
yes, Nice. I think Nice was his sort of childhood club. He was a big fan of Nice. That's why he joined Nice midway. Like he could have improved on this Lille team and probably like made them have a very good run in the future. But he chose Nice. But yeah, I would really like welcome him in a Big Six side in the Premier League. I honestly thought that he could have been a big candidate for Spurs in the summer, but before he
Hmm.
joined Nice. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it
good
was
question.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for commenting, but hope we answered the question.
Yeah,
Jonathan Hit says I prefer Ralph Ragnick. Yes, Ralph Ragnick would be better, but it does look like he is not. He stated, I'm pretty sure, that he does not want to join United, and he's not very linked with United at the moment. So he is
I
also,
mean, he's been shortlisted, but I think he wants a role in the board after his interim manager stint is over.
yeah, yeah. But I still think that like Pochettino is a much more likely option to replace Carrick instead of Ragnick.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Uh, Jonathan says Messi was Valverde's only solution. I saw the matches.
I
You know,
mean, he's a
y-
he's a big game player, so obviously you would rely on him and maybe Valverde.
yeah,
Credit to Valverde. I think Valverde created a system that saw Messi thrive more in the side.
yeah. Look, you can't blame a manager when he has great players and he's utilizing them because like
Yeah,
if we take a look at Solskjaer, he wasn't utilizing Ronaldo because heck, if he was utilizing Ronaldo and we would be winning, um, just because of Ronaldo from if Solskjaer would utilize him correctly, then that would be amazing. But he wasn't. So if
yeah.
Valverde, yeah, he was using Messi, he was also using Suarez. It was great attacking thing, but big ups for him for using Messi correctly, and you just can't say he was a tactically bad manager because he utilized Messi so much.
I mean, then you would have to look at managers like Koeman and Kike Setien, who probably did not utilize Messi properly after Ernesto Valverde. So,
Hmm.
like, you have to use your big game player. Am I right? So that's the thing.
Exactly,
Ernesto Valverde, Ronald Koeman, they did not utilize Messi, and look what got them. So
exactly,
you
yeah.
have to put your big game player, in an environment where he thrives and makes it look like he's like it is the solution. So
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree. But SS Triviston, welcome to the stream. Hope you are having a great day. If Poch was to come in, who do you guys think will be the most benefited? Uh,
oh, that's a good
that's
question.
a good question. It takes a while to think, but uh, I think the midfield would really benefit because
Yeah,
uh, it is where we're lacking the most, I would say, and I just think it's just an assumption. Of course, we don't know, but I think that the midfield would benefit. I think he would be able to get Fred and Scott maybe just a bit better and connect with the squad. We saw Fred with the Villarreal game, absolutely amazing, but I think the
yeah.
midfield would definitely benefit the most. How about you, Tifosi?
I think you can't just look at it as one player. I think a lot of players are going to benefit because they are going to Poch is going to come in and he's going to bring a sort of structure that players have been lacking in this United team. I mean, you look at the way we press. There is no structure to the way we press. Ronaldo just jogs to a player, and then Cavani runs, to
Yeah,
the
it's
other
like
player. And
it's like what when we were pressing. I remember specifically with the Man City game, it was like one player presses on the right, then they pass it to the middle, and then this other player presses, and absolutely no cooperation. So yeah,
exactly, and then Bruno does his own thing. Bruno just runs around everywhere, or left and right, side to side, and then that exposes the midfield incredibly a lot. And Poch is going to come in and he's going to say, "Look, Ronaldo, you press the center back. Cavani will take care of the other one. Bruno, you stay
exactly.
here in the center. Mark the number six going to drop in between between the two center backs, while the rest of the team push up. The back line pushes up to help in the press. He's going to bring that sort of structure that United are desperately going to lack. And also during attack, he's going to add more fluidity. I don't think like United's attack during the pandemic season, the last season was pretty good. Like you don't tinker much with that, but now you obviously have to accommodate Ronaldo. But I think he's going to bring more fluidity to that attack that was missing. Like there was also a point where we struggled to break down a lot of low block teams, and Pochettino is
Mhm.
also going to help us break down those low block teams.
Yeah, I think Pochettino is definitely going to come in, and he's going to really connect the team and work, together instead of when
Exactly.
we shift the field, from the left to right, instead of it being just a couple players and then leaving somebody in the middle out, like just wandering. It's going to be as a team. I think that's what Pochettino will bring in. So we definitely can't pick a specific, place.
Yeah.
Going back to your question, uh, it's more overall and just connecting each side
Exactly.
of the field,
He's going to make the players play as a team and not as a individual unit. Like we discussed
Exactly.
earlier, the last time I came on the show, I said that all our players focus down the left hand side, and
Yeah, with
Pochettino's
Luke Shaw, yeah,
making us so
exactly.
predictable. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
and now that Luke Shaw's out of form, Maguire's out of form, and I expect Pochettino to make us unpredictable. We were so predictable. We were attacking fully down our left hand side, and our right hand side was non-existent. Like the Villarreal game uh, in the finals of the Europa League finals, uh, Emery just completely focused on nullifying our left hand side and left the right hand
Yeah.
side free because he knew Juan Basaka, and at that time Sancho wasn't there, understandably, but he knew our right hand side was non-existent. So he completely left that right hand side free. So Poch is going to come in. He's going to make us more unpredictable. He's going to make us more fluid, interchanging in the front. He's going to make our wingers attack more. He's going to stretch the field, and I can't wait for that if Pochettino comes. Basically,
Mhm. Definitely. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, Going here to another question, going back to Ernesto Valverde. So, Jonathan Hit, thanks for chatting here. Barca won La Liga under Ernesto because Real Madrid and Atletico were bad at the time. Uh,
I mean, wasn't this the three-peat Clasico, uh, the three-peat Real Madrid team we were talking about? Uh,
yeah, I think that's what it is. But back then, I wasn't exactly following Barcelona that much, so I'm not sure if you know much about this.
no, but I wasn't following Barcelona as much either. But I think that was around the time where Zidane's three-peat Clasico Madrid was playing. So
Right,
I don't
right,
know. So
yeah,
they were really a good team. I don't know. Like
yeah.
that seems really unfair.
It was
So
right after Neymar left a year, and
yeah, and exactly. And credit to Ernesto Valverde. Like after Neymar leaving, uh, he managed to overcome that situation and build a pretty good team, building it around Neymar and sorry Messi and Suarez. So
yeah,
yeah,
definitely. So yeah, he was able to build a good squad, even though Neymar left, and we admire him for that. So yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Anybody also just tuning in, make sure you smash a like and subscribe to the channel for more streams like this. And let me know in the live chat any of your other thoughts. Jonathan here says, "We can hire the best coach in the world, but they won't win anything with this board." Uh, Look, the board doesn't uh, actually coach the players, doesn't make the decisions of who will play, but uh, the board is important in getting the manager. I think if we do get a correct manager, I think we can do pretty good. Of course, with a board like the Glazers, it won't be perfect, and there will be lots of ups and downs. But overall, I think we can still do something. We've seen it with managers under this management. We've seen success, so I think it can still happen. Any the board is always going to have ups and downs, and our board is not the best, but we have to deal with what we have.
I mean, like, whatever the faults Glazers have, one of them is currently, at least this season, is not backing the manager. They have taken money from the club. They have completely stripped the club of all its assets, and uh, they are not making funds available to the manager. But you can't say that they did not back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this window. And apparently, if he had stayed to the January transfer window, he would have gotten another midfielder. I mean, they almost spent close to
Yeah, I think they were trying to
400
sign
million.
Chouameni or
Yeah,
Sotoblai. There was the
I
two. Yeah.
I think now, like, we spoke before we went on air, that if, like, what do you mean, like, they wanted to bring in Rodrigo Bentancur. So I mean, that is he, Ole was backed, and I really don't understand, like, the decisions that he made was a little bit questionable. Let's put it that way. On the field, the subs were like, I think he took in the Europa League, he took almost close to 100 minutes, to the 100th minute to bring on a sub. Those sort of situations you have to question, and that's not the Glazers' fault. That's
Yeah.
seriously not the Glazers' fault.
Yeah.
It's not the
Again,
Glazers' fault. Yeah, it's not the
yeah,
Glazers' fault. Ole didn't play Donny.
exactly. Again, just to clarify, I'm not saying that the owners don't matter. It's a huge part of the club. Just the money flowing in and the funds and everything, but uh, the manager is the one who actually makes the decisions on the field. So yeah. So Jonathan Hitt saying right here, what type of success Man United winning Europa Leagues that called success? No, I wouldn't call that success, but we did have um, some individual matches that were successes. We did have some comebacks in certain situations, not a lot, and I'm not calling it success. I'm just calling it that a manager can make a big difference even if the board is not great. And we all know that Oli was not good, but there were things that he did great.
I
Uh,
think Europa League was a success only because of the fact that we finished sixth that season, and that was our route into the Champions League. I think everybody was
yeah,
celebrating the Europa League
I
not
think
because Europe.
Jonathan's points is just it was a success, but nothing major. That's
Yeah,
what.
I
Yeah,
mean, definitely the Europa League is not a sort of trophy that United should be celebrating. Uh, United have
exactly.
been going
It's
for the,
United. We need to be competing for the UCL and the Premier
yeah,
League.
exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah, Europa League is nothing to be like, what to say. It's nothing to celebrate, but because we finished sixth at that time, it was a success in that sense. Yeah, I think we
yeah.
finished sixth the season we won the Europa League, not second, right?
Um. Yeah, Jonathan. I also think we finished a sixth, but let's just quickly confirm. So
No,
uh let's just what season was that?
I think the 17. I'm not sure. That was Jose's first season.
17th to 18th we finished second. Um, but 2016 to 17 we finished sixth.
Yeah,
So
and that's when we won the Europa League.
yeah. So let's just see right here. So Johnson's Real Madrid's focus at the time was the Champions League. So Jonathan, if you're trying to say that Valverde didn't do much great stuff because other clubs in the league were not focusing on winning the title, I think that's kind of a lame excuse if you know what I mean. If he's able to win, obviously a club like Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid, they're not just gonna say we're only focusing on the Champions League and nothing else. So we do have to give credit to Valverde for those accomplishments. And if he becomes our interim manager, we hope that he can bring those accomplishments to United. You know,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, not La Liga, but still, it's they were focusing on the Champions League, but they also didn't forget about their domestic league. You know,
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
Valverde definitely had quite a lot of accomplishments in the domestic.
I mean, he even won
Right.
the Copa del Rey 2018. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
yeah, it wasn't just the league he was good at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Uh,
Jonathan, definitely thanks for chatting here. Hope we answered any of your questions, and anybody just tuning into the stream. Everybody, all three people watching the stream, make sure you guys all smash a like and subscribe to the channel
yeah.
if you guys enjoy the content. I just did you have anything else you wanted to add there? If I cut you off.
No, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the sort of Carrick situation. What do you think?
Yeah,
I think Jonathan
exactly. I wanted
mentioned.
to touch on that too. Just
Yeah.
after we have another comment here, 1 second. John says another option Manchester United have considered in the short term would be forgive Michael Carrick a more extended run in charge, but that would depend on him delivering a sharp. Yeah, that's what I read too. If he gets
Yeah.
good performances, we could lead him. And after watching the Villarreal game, guys, make sure to let me know your thoughts in the chat about the Villarreal game. But after watching that game, I really I saw that Carrick can give us results. No matter how bad we played in the first half, we came back in the second half and we showed what we have. We showed that we can, we can score. We have players that are capable. We have Ronaldo. We have Sancho, and really that was the first game where we saw a player like Sancho really show what he's got and be in the in the sunlight. Because with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it was as if that Sancho wasn't even there. And I admire Carrick for that, for coming to United, and for you know stepping up to the plate, starting Danny Van de Beek, starting Marshall, starting Sancho, starting these players uh, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer usually doesn't start. And yeah, how about what do you think about Carrick overall as a manager?
Yeah. I actually liked what Carrick did. He dropped Bruno. Let's be honest. This past couple of games, Bruno has had a phenomenal run since he was at United, but the past 3 to 4 games he wasn't up for himself. Maybe because he's been playing every single game 90 minutes. Probably he's burnt out. Probably he's lacked, you know, that sort of freshness. And dropping him, giving him not dropping him, giving him a rest was a good thing, because especially when Donny Van de Beek turned it up against Watford, it was a good decision. I mean, if that was Ole, Bruno would have played that game as well. So uh, Van de Beek came on, good choice. Martial, who I don't know if he was dropped or whether if he was injured, because Ole kept on saying he was injured, and then his girlfriend kept on saying he wasn't injured and he's just not in the squad or something like that.
Yeah,
But Martial came out to play. Sancho played. It was a signal that like this is how Carrick wants his team to play, and this is Carrick's team apart from Bruno Fernandes. Uh, Bruno Fernandes will be in the team for Chelsea on Sunday. Apart from that, this is the way he wants to play, and this is his team. Uh, the first 70 minutes, we were holding on, and I think Villarreal were attacking us. And then we had one moment, and then Ronaldo just turned up. And then by that time, Sancho had his goal, which was incredible, his first United goal. I
yeah,
think a lot of United fans celebrated that goal more than the Ronaldo one, because it meant so much for Sancho. This will give him a lot of belief going forward. And
exactly. And it brings back his Dortmund life to
yeah,
United. You know,
because you see that goal was typical of a Sancho goal, because the intelligence he had, like, make no mistake, the way the Villarreal players covered every single shot to goal. There was only one spot on goal if you watch that back again, and Sancho just hit that with perfection. I mean, he's such an intelligent player, and you just wonder how can you bench this guy? Like, he's worth 80 million, and he deserved to play every single
Exactly.
game. And there were even
Yeah.
like rumors. I don't know if like the Athletic reported this, that they were actually considering him playing as wing back for one point of time for the 5-3-2 formation.
Oh my God.
And
I didn't hear that, but that would have been
yeah,
absolutely absurd.
yeah, that was on the Athletic. And how can you make this guy play wing back? He's like every time they gave him the ball, he did something. He actually tried to do something. And even in the Watford game, he had a very poor first half, but then everybody in the team had a very poor first half. But if you look at the Watford game, only like Jadon Sancho and Van der Beek could walk up with their heads held high after that second half performance, because Sancho was the one who put in the cross for the Ronaldo header to Van de Beek. So he had a very, very good game. Good second half
Mhm.
against Watford and a good game against Villarreal. So I'm very happy for Sancho. He deserves it.
Yeah. It was definitely, one of the things that Solskjaer mismanaged. You know,
Yeah.
um,
I don't know if it was if he said he had an ear infection. Maybe generally he was not well, but like the amount of starts he was given, it was very bad. So at least now
so
going forward,
Sancho had a what infection?
a ear infection.
Oh,
Ole came out and said that he missed a couple of games because he had an ear infection and stuff like that. And I don't
yeah.
know, man. But I'm very happy for Sancho. Let's see what he can do now.
Exactly, exactly. So do you think Carrick is gonna, play Sancho now from now on, and is he gonna keep up with this type of lineup?
I think he has to. Uh, Greenwood is out with COVID, so that's
Yeah.
another issue. That's another indicator Sancho has to start. Like I mentioned earlier, Bruno will come into the team in the place of Donny Van de Beek. Maybe Carrick might go with the Van de Beek Bruno midfield with either Fred or Scott as a lone pivot. That may not work for what Carrick is trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
but you never know. But especially against a team like Chelsea, where the midfield is everything, you need to control the midfield because they're so good in the midfield, and
Mm-hmm.
you need a you need a proper like workman like midfield. I think maybe he'll still stick with Fred and McTominay and then go with Bruno
Mm-hmm.
and Ronaldo, Sancho, and maybe Martial. Maybe Martial would start.
Yeah, if Greenwood, well, Greenwood's gonna come back at one point because
Yeah.
So I don't think Martial will be a starter. It'll be
And
Greenwood.
what are your thoughts on Rashford? When he came on, he looked really good. Really,
Yeah,
he's
he
not
definitely
quite there yet, but yeah, he's still
he's
working
still
on fitness.
recovering, fitness
Yeah.
wise. But overall, I think he's getting there, and I'm happy for him. And it becomes, I think, one of our most competitive positions at United right now is, the wings. We have many
Yep.
options, and it's hard to say who's the best. So, what combination do you think is best? I would say it's Rashford and Sancho.
Definitely Rashford and Sancho.
Yeah.
Maybe not
So,
now because Rashford still has to get that sort of fitness back because he did not play well against.
Marshall and Sancho.
Yeah, I think the thing was Ronaldo and like for the first half of the Villarreal game, Ronaldo was playing left wing and and Martial was a striker. Am I right? And that just did not work. So Ronaldo would again play the striker and Martial as the left winger. So I don't know how that's going to work going forward, but for me, I think it's going to be for the Chelsea game, Rashford and Sancho. I think Rashford and Sancho is the it was the combination that worked so well for us in the pandemic season, that Shaw and Rashford link up, that worked
Hmm.
well for us. And I don't think Carrick will sort of fix what's broken. So he will play Rashford and Sancho.
Yeah. So Jonathan here says Carrick was tactically spot on against Villarreal.
And shout
I'll
out to
tell
De
you.
Gea. De Gea made some very, very good saves.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, big shout
Yeah.
out to De Gea. But Carrick, I'll tell you what. The first half, when I was watching it, I was actually very disappointed. It was kind of bad. Don't you agree? It was first
Yep. Yep.
half was just I think we had 30% possession, and Villarreal had 70% possession. It was really
Yeah,
absolutely absurd, especially against a side like Villarreal. You know,
yeah,
but at the end we got a result, and you see the thing is, we even if we get results, I was happy after that game, but I don't know how it'll be in the future because we can't have a manager like Carrick permanently because it's just too. We don't know how each game will go. You know, it was this game was it was good. We got a result, but tactically speaking, even though we were tactically spot on second half, we were so tactically not spot on the first half that you never know how things will go, which is
yeah.
the issue with a manager with such low experience. But overall, Carrick definitely showed us what he's got. He showed us that he can, kind of listen to the fans and put on players like, Donny Van de Beek and Sancho. So overall, it was,
And
a pretty
one
good
more
win.
thing, I think his substitutions were really good. I think you can give him a lot of credit for
Exactly.
that. Like,
Another thing, yeah, exactly. They were timed very perfectly.
yeah, they were timed very perfectly. The tactics are like up until the 70th minute, it was like almost the same. Like nothing changed from the previous regime to now. Up until the 70th minute, then once the subs came on, it was that's when the game started to turn into our favor. So yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So just uh discussing what else would you like to discuss right now about United?
Uh, like, do you think if Carrick wins against Chelsea, he should be given the permanent job?
Uh uh it's a hard one, but I I I, I would have to say no
Yeah, even
because
me, man.
even if we have short-term success, long-term success comes with experience, and Carrick is just not the man. He's not the man.
Yeah. No, but what would you prefer? Are you in the camp of interim manager, then get Poch or Ten Hag or whoever, or just get the manager now
Yeah,
at all
I
costs?
said it in one of my last streams, but I would definitely wish to skip the interim, like just
Yeah,
skip it, because
yeah,
every manager that comes in, it's going to take some time for them to adjust to the squad, get to know the squad, find how they connect and stuff. And if Valverde comes in as interim, it's going to take him like a week or so to get to know the squad and everything. And we just have matches and matches every 3 to 4 days right now. And then he leaves, and then we get another manager. It's hard. It's hard.
yeah.
So I would definitely just want to skip that part and get Pochettino. But it's hard to say, and we'll get into some more news about uh who's coming in. I just want to discuss that. But here
Yeah.
we have Jonathan saying Marcus is better when he comes on as a substitute. The opposition is tired. Marcus can run and create spaces. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
his agility is absolutely incredible,
Yeah.
and especially his positioning and his agility.
Yeah.
And
Ye-
of course, any player that comes in as a substitute, he's not as tired, of course, and that helps him be better than the opposition who's already tired.
The thing with Marcus Rashford is he plays like, this is sort of like also with the Ronaldo, like he does his decision making is very very questionable at times. Like he just runs into blind alleys sometimes. He just does something, but he does have that one moment of uh, world class ability, and that gets the goal and that gets the assist. I mean, to notable example is like last season away game against Burnley. He was pretty much non-existent for the entire game, and then he just has that one moment of brilliance where he just crosses it in for Paul Pogba, cuts in Pogba, crosses it into Pogba, and Pogba takes a brilliant shot and it ends up in goal. So that's the kind of thing that Marcus Rashford has, and I completely agree with this statement that he's better when he comes on as a substitute. He can run at the opposition defense when they're tired, but then the thing is that who's the first, like who does he come on for, like who starts
Yeah,
instead of him? And
yeah. No, good players are the ones that can play with stamina for the whole game.
like
Uh, And
Martial, I don't know what's happening to Martial, man, because Martial, I really had high hopes for him. Like he had this incredible season. I think the season before last, yeah. Like he had this incredible season, and then last season he was just back to his old self. And then this season he's not even featuring at all. I don't know. Like if Martial was in peak form, I would definitely say like start Martial over Rashford. But then again, like Martial is not up for it, so I don't know. I don't know who do you start instead of Rashford. That's my question. Maybe
yeah,
Sancho on the left and Greenwood on the right. I don't know.
yeah. It's hard to say. I think Sancho is pretty bad on the left. I think that was the main issue. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was starting him on the left. It not starting him,
Yeah,
subbing him on the left. But I
we
think he just
he was brought in especially just to be a right winger. I mean,
exactly, and Solskjaer
yeah,
completely screwed that up. But
yeah.
let's just discuss the news
Excuse me.
specifically right here. Let me just see right here. Okay, so
Did you get this new news that Ragnick is willing to leave his role as head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow to join MUFC as interim manager, but only if he's given a significant role at United beyond the season. So, what
really,
are your thoughts on that? Yeah,
that's
it was
absolutely
reported by Time Sport.
yeah. Wait, can you send like a link to that in the chat or something for
Yeah, yeah,
people?
sure, sure, sure.
1 second here. I'm just trying to see. Yeah. But going back to just something around, the management of our club, I just wanted to people to see this. We had David Moyes from 2013 to 14. Then we had Luis van Gaal from 2014 to 16. Then we had Mourinho from 16 to 18. Then we had Solskjaer. He becomes the fourth manager to be sacked at Manchester United since Sir Alex Ferguson. So going back to any manager that comes in, it looks like we have some kind of pattern here. And until that pattern uh, gets broken, until we get some better management, things won't get better. And I'll just put this link in the chat for everybody to see. Thanks for giving me the link here. Make sure you guys all check out that source right here about Ralph Ragnick. Yeah, Ralph Ragnick is willing to leave his role as head of sports and development of Lokomotiv Moscow to join Man United as interim manager, but only if he is given a significant role at United beyond the season. So it looks like he is up for the job if he gets a significant role. But yeah, it's
But
quite interesting.
again, will the board give him a good job? Like, will the board give him a role beyond the job? And that's where, like, the comment earlier said that we'll never win anything with these owners, and that's where the owners willing to swallow their pride in order to save the season and give
Exactly.
Ragnick a role in the board? Because it's not like you're hiring an incompetent manager, sorry, an incompetent board person like Darren Fletcher, like how the board appointed Darren Fletcher. Darren Fletcher did not have any experience. He did not have any sort of role managing, being the technical director at a previous club, but then he was suddenly given the job. But when Ralph Ragnick, who's actually had experience working at the top clubs, working at RB Leipzig, almost going to work at AC Milan, and now having experience working at Lokomotiv Moscow, are they willing to give him a role in the board? I don't know. That's where you can call into question the board.
Exactly. It's all up to if the board is gonna act. Is the board gonna act? That's all we can
Yeah.
say. But
Is the board going to act? Because
exactly,
this season, I mean, if we lose against Chelsea, that's our top four hopes is seriously going to be called into question. And I'm not so sure. We do have Mr. Champions League in Cristiano Ronaldo. He might, who knows? Like our season is so crazy, we might actually go on and win the Champions League. But can we actually bank on that? Can we actually bank on winning the Champions League to get into the Champions League next season? I don't think so. So if we lose against Chelsea, our top four hopes are seriously going to be in jeopardy, and we need to act now. We need to at least bring in a proper coach to save our season, because I firmly believe the season, we can still salvage something from the season, maybe an FA Cup, maybe a Champions League semi-final run, and then get a top four finish. That would be somewhat of a brilliant season considering the start we had. But if we don't hire a proper manager within this week, like that's all going to change.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Definitely, definitely. It's all up to it's all up to who becomes our new manager.
Yeah.
That's really all. That's really the question here. So that's why we would like to discuss, the latest news here. So, what we know about Rudy Garcia on Manchester United rumors right here. I'm not used to commenting on rumors in my career. I will say nothing on the subject and neither confirm nor deny. So, it's hard to say if Rudy Garcia is an option as interim, but he is pretty likely rumor as well on that. Some other news here. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's image in the banner outside Old Trafford is being removed.
That's
Uh,
heartbreaking, man.
that is heartbreaking. It's
That's
very sad,
heartbreaking.
guys.
Oh my god.
Absolutely, I know. Just looking at this picture, it's just it, th-
Yeah.
he did a lot. So you know we have to remember him not as like the worst person ever.
I mean, he's a good human being, but terrible manager. That's all I can say.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, guys, let me know in the chat what you think of this picture. How do you feel, guys? How do you feel? Um, so just some other news here. I'm looking at this the first time here. Uh, what else do we have here? Have you heard any just recent news coming out that we could talk about?
I mean, everything we've already discussed about. I mean, I think
Yeah,
we'll know more. See, PSG played today against Man City. I don't think the club are going to be so focused on giving out news, leaking stuff to the press when they have such a crucial game against City. I think it's going on now at this point of time.
yeah,
United play against Chelsea on Sunday. Paris Saint Germain play against Saint Etienne on Sunday. So I think within these 3 days we can have a sort of clearer idea. A lot of news is going to be leaking out regarding Pochettino. What is he going to say? Whether if he stayed back in Manchester to negotiate. I don't know if this is a home game or an away game. Maybe he flies back to Manchester. Maybe he stays in Manchester to negotiate a deal with the board or something like that. I don't know. So right now it's as murky as it ever was, and the way that United are talking to 5 to 6 managers and not just honing in on Pochettino. Yes, they are. Pochettino is their main target, but the way they are like scrambling just to get an interim manager, it's not a
yeah.
good look. You know,
Exactly. It
we are a
looks like a
big club.
big royal mess.
It's a real mess, and we're just airing dirty laundry out in the public for every club to just laugh at us. You look at Chelsea, like Chelsea, they came they came. Lampard wasn't doing it. Fine, well and good. Go, like take a leave, take a break, and then just immediately, like the day before Wolves, they bring in Tuchel. I
Yeah,
mean, that's how a big club runs.
exactly. Yeah, like if we just take a look at I think yeah, it's incredible to think that Thomas Tuchel his impact. He joined Chelsea only 301 days ago,
Oh my
and
god,
it
yeah.
seemed to be a terrible season. He won the Champions League. The team's flying now, solid performances in the Premier League and the UCL. When the manager makes a difference, this is what we need. This is what needs to be replicated at United. We need a manager with the capacity of Tuchel to come in and do the job. Am I right?
Exactly, 100%. I mean, not just at United. I mean, so many other clubs. You look at Aston Villa, sacked Dean Smith. I mean, Gerrard wasn't even like unemployed. He was linked to. He was at a contract. He was managing Rangers. So Villa, they definitely paid out a release clause to bring Gerrard into the Premier League. So why can't we do that? Like if Villa can do that, okay, fine. The amount would be a lot cheaper at Rangers compared to say Paris Saint Germain or something like that. But we're Man United, man. We should do something like that. We should make big moves, and that's what's killing. And that's what's really. mm, irritating. It's so messy. We're talking to Rudy Garcia. We're talking to uh, Lucien Favre. We're talking to Ernesto Valverde. Who, like, what is going on? What is really going on?
Exactly,
Like
exactly.
earlier, it was like Pochettino's almost a done deal, and then suddenly it's like we are talking interim managers in case Pochettino doesn't work, and then suddenly Pochettino's still Pochettino happening to United. There is still a chance. I mean, it's so confusing. It's so confusing.
Look, it's a mess. That's what we know. It's all because of our management, and that's that's the real issue here. But just some comments here. So Marshall needs a good coach. Lukaku at Man United poor. Lukaku with content magnificent.
Uh,
So
I
I'm
mean,
not.
Conte. I mean, Lukaku did hit almost 20 goals under Jose in one season, and then he did taper off in the second season, but that was like midway. Jose got sacked midway, right? So I don't know if you could consider him as poor. And then Ole came in and said, "Okay, we're going to play you on the right wing." I think against Arsenal, that game where in the FA Cup away at the Emirates, Ole played Lukaku at the right wing. I mean, that was very very poor managerial decisions. So Lukaku under Jose in his first United season under Jose, he was very good. I mean, he was the spearhead for the United attack. Second season, yes, it was questionable, and then under Conte, he was magnificent. Yes, so Martial, I think Martial, it's like the reason I don't know, man. Like Ole has done everything to bring out the best in Martial. Like Martial under Jose was complaining that he was being played on the wing when he wanted to play as a striker. Ole did that for him. Ole built the team around Martial as a spearhead. Like he played Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, and then still he's not working out. I don't know. Like Ole tried everything. Ole tried to bring out the best in Martial. It just wasn't happening.
Yeah, it's hard to say always why Ole failed this miserably, but
Yeah,
Uh, John says, I feel very sad. His farewell interview was very painful. I still feel bad that it didn't work out for him. Yeah,
yeah.
it's for all of us. When I was watching that interview, um, my attitude towards Oli really kind of changed because I understood how good of a man he was and that he's just a supporter of United. Something that just didn't work out for him. He wasn't able to become a successful manager of our club, and it's just sad to see. Like, what are your thoughts on the interview?
Uh, the interview was very sad. I mean, apparently it was his idea to do the interview.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
I mean, it shows what a good person he was. He shows what a good man he was. And yeah, it's a shame. Like I think when he was the intern manager, every like that night in Paris was one of the best moments as a United fan. I remember screaming up and down. It was a brilliant sort of moment as a United fan. And like at the start, there was a lot of promise to say that yeah, there was going to be a trophy at some point of time in the future, Manchester United, but it just doesn't work out. And that's modern football. We should never like we should just thank thanks for all that has been and thanks for all that will be. I mean, i'm pretty I'm pretty sure that maybe in the future, if this Pochettino deal, like if Pochettino doesn't do well and if Pochettino gets sacked, or if whoever comes in next that doesn't do a good job and is sacked, maybe United board will ask Ole to come in and take over, and maybe he might do well. Who knows? Like that.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
I mean, he has left United on good terms, and he will always be a legend. I think, like people should separate the player from the manager. Like he was an incredible player. I think
Yeah, the baby
that's that's
assassin.
that's nobody gives him enough credit for being a good player. He was really good. He was such a good finisher. He scored a goal on his first touch, uh, first United goal on his first touch. So that shows what a class player he was. I mean, people say he just stuck his leg out in '99 and that's how he got the job. He was a good player. I mean, nobody
Yeah,
could have. anticipated his movement, his approach. He should have, like, the only regret that I feel about Ole is he should have been a, like, what to say, he should have been more assertive. He should have been more demanding. Like, there were so many calls for him to change his coaching staff, change Mike Feenan, change Michael Carrick, but he was too loyal to them. Like, he got into the job with these guys, and he was so hell bent on staying in the job with these guys. Like, there's an article in the Athletic. I'll link it to you, which you should read, where nobody said anything bad about him. This wasn't like a Jose Mourinho situation where he made the club so toxic, where everybody hated him. It wasn't like a Louis Van Gaal situation where nobody thought his tactics were good enough. Like, everybody said he was a nice guy, but it just wasn't working out for some reason or the other. And whatever happens, he's still going to be a legend at the club. He's still
Yeah,
going to be one of the most deadliest substitutes of all time.
exactly.
Let's just
Exactly.
wipe away the managerial situation, his managerial career for now.
Yeah.
And I choose to remember him only because of his
Yeah, we gotta
his
separate. We gotta separate the two. You know.
I going forward, I will only remember Ole for being an incredible footballer and an incredible human being, and that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
But guys, I think that should, wrap up everything, the entire situation.
yeah,
It's been, quite a last couple of weeks, especially at United. We've sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We've got Carrick. We are currently in the process of getting a new manager, maybe an interim or straight to a permanent. It's something to be excited about. But as always, we have to see how things will go with the Chelsea game. Uh,
yeah,
Jonathan says De Gea is our best player this season. Ronaldo too, but De Gea is top of his game after some bad seasons. Yeah, I
yeah.
just shared my screen here. This is absolutely incredible stats right here, guys. Shots faced 165 sixth, goals conceded. Yeah, but we can't blame this part on him because it's our defense. It's Maguire, Shaw, Lindelof, blah blah blah.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
I mean,
and
his save percentage.
penalties saved to first place. Those two saves against Watford were absolutely unbelievable. You
I
got to give
mean,
it to him.
yeah. I'm sorry for interrupting, but that shows, what kind of a character De Gea is. I mean, he was known for just say he was a good shot stopper. He was a great shot stopper, but he was everybody said that, oh my god, he's terrible at penalty saving. He's horrible at penalty saving. People criticize Solskjaer for starting De Gea over Dean Henderson or not bringing in Dean Henderson in the
Hmm.
penalty shootout. Uh, you could just realize the sort of mental torture that he must have faced, and for him to go back and say, listen, I'm going to work on my penalty saving the entire season. I'm going to, like, make sure that by the time the season comes, I'm going to be incredible at saving penalties. That shows incredible sort of mental aptitude for a goalkeeper, man. And hats off to De Gea. Like, if this De Gea was in that night at Gdansk, maybe things would have been different. But it shows, like, at least he's chosen to improve, to work on his penalty saving. And now I really don't think Henderson gets a shot in the team at all now.
Exactly, and also his attitude after every game. He comes out and he writes a message to the fans that it, he always, he deserves the armband. Definitely better than Maguire, more than Maguire. I think he is
Yeah,
the man with that should get the armband. But
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
overall, that's it.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. But guys, if you did all enjoy the stream, crazy situation at United right now, but if you guys do want to see more content like this, be sure to smash a like and go check out Tifosi Culture TV. He does have a pretty great channel about tactical analysis on YouTube, so make sure you guys go check that out. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and we will be having him on more in the future. Thanks for coming on, and I will uh, see you in a bit. Thanks for coming on.
Peace, guys.
Peace.